Hey everybody, it's Bobby at the Paper Jungle. I've got a real pretty card for you today. I made this one a birthday card, but it could definitely be made for any sentiment. I have used Whisper White and Basic Black, and then for the stamping I did a combination of the Paisley and Posy. This large flower in the background is from Falling something. No, Flower Patch. And then this one over here is from Falling Flowers. And the rest of these are from the Paisleys. But I just colored them in with Copics, and what I did was I stamped them all with Versafine black and heat set them with clear embossing powder. And then this is just a script cutout that I had, and I'll tell you what, these are some old dies I had from Spellpinders. And they cut out really pretty script words, but they're a bear to work with. You can't hardly get these out of the dies. This one says hello, which would work in there. This one says get well. And I like the font and the scrolly work on them, but they're not like Stampin' Up! Dies at all. They're really hard to get it out of. This is the happy birthday. This one says just a note. And this one says with love. There's 6 of them in there, and in the set, and the last one said thinking of you, and it tore coming out of the die, so can't show you that one because it's in bits and pieces. So anyway, what we need for this card is the Whisper White, 11 long, 4 1/4 wide, scored and folded in half at 5 1/2. And we'll just give this a press with a bone folder and set it aside for the time being. Okay, and then this piece, I have started on it already. It is, let me see, it is 4, just barely over 4, and 4 this way, and just barely over 4 this way. And as you can see, I've got some smudges on it, and that happened on this one as well. That's why I did the dots in the background, but I felt like it had a lot of really empty space that just needed something, so I put those dots in there, and for that I used these little dots in Smoky Slate, and this is out of Perpetual Birthday. So I have all of these stamped on here, and I've started with this first Paisley, and we're going to go with the 2 yellows on these flowers. I used two of the falling flowers this time instead of the big black one. So I'm just going to color those in the lightest of the 2 yellows, and I'll just give it a tiny bit of shading. It won't take any time at all. There's not much to it. But I thought it just turned out really pretty. I was really pleased with the card. And I like the fact that you can use so many different sentiments with it. And just by changing the wording and the colors you use, it can be very masculine, feminine, it can be for birthdays, weddings, just a number of things. Okay, and at the end of this video I'm going to have a giveaway, so stay tuned, and I'll tell you all about that at the end of the video. And it does have kind of something to do with the Paisley and Posies. Okay, so I'm going to start with the darkest color and just flick some color in this background here, and some to kind of separate the petals. And then we'll put some in the center of these, just to give them some highlights and shading a little bit. Nothing real drastic. It's basically just flicking and dabbing color, just to give some highlights and shadows. And then we'll put some on the center here. and kind of define these petals a little bit. Which ones are under which ones. Okay. Let me drag this up a little bit. That's kind of blah. Okay. Now on this one, this rickracky edge, I originally had pink around it, and I didn't like it. So I changed it to yellow, but it turned orange because I already had pink under it, and I really like the orange on it. So I'll go back and touch it up with the pink here in a minute, so we'll get orange. It tended to blend in more with the others. And you can see on this one how orange it turned out. Looks like it's going to be a little too pink on here. I should have put the pink down first, but I'll go back with a little bit more yellow and touch it up. Just to spread it out a little bit, because I want it to be darker than those flowers that's under it. There it goes. Now it's going to give me what I want. Okay, that's better. I'm going to give these little flowers, yeah, this is the lightest of the blues, and I'm going to go around these little flowers just real lightly, put a little blue in them, and down the center of each of these leaves with blue. Okay. Now the lightest of the greens. And I'll have all these numbers of the pens, the markers, listed on the description at the end of the video. We've been working like crazy on the website trying to get everything updated, because there's been so many new cards posted that my grandson been out of town and he just couldn't get them all posted, so we've been working like crazy trying to catch that up, and there's a lot more on it now. So hopefully, he's been teaching me how to do it, trying to get himself off the hook, I think's what that's all about. Okay, so now need a little bit of the dark blue in here, just for a little color. Don't take much. And I'm going to put this green in the center of these two. Now, we need green. We're just going to fill these in and not worry about a lot of shading on this little deal here. It just needs some color. And that'll work. Let me put a little strip of green around here. It's got a little bitty line in there. And then we'll use the yellow. Just going to take a dab in there just to fill it in. Okay, and I've got yellow in here. And around there. some of the blue. Okay, that's it for the coloring. Okay, now I'm going to stamp off with these dots. I just want to give it a little bit of a background. Ooh, what is that? A piece of the black off of the words, I think. But I'm going to stamp off because I don't want a lot of color on it. I just want a hint. I think on the first one I got a little carried away with the color and got it a little dark. But sometimes with this Versafine it doesn't dry very quick. And it's real easy. Oops, I got a little dark there. It's real easy to smudge. And if you do something like this in the background, then it helps distract from any smudges you might have gotten. Okay, that's enough of that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this. Now I cut it shorter than this is 5.5, and I cut this at, I think I said 4. Yes, 4. So that gives me 1.5 inches. Let me grab my paper cutter. I left it in the other room. I thought I had everything. Okay. Now there's no exact measurement. I just kind of laid it in there to where I thought it looked kind of appealing. I want to leave some edge down here, so I'm going to cut it right about there. And then when you separate it, you've got room for the cinnamon in the middle. Now this should layer on the black. Actually, I want to put it on the fun foam first so it stays nice and neat. So I'm going to put a little white glue on it. The Tombow, excuse me. And I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, put it off the edge a little bit. And then I'll take my scissors and slip them up under the edge here and trim it off just a little bit smaller, because I don't want it to show. And we'll do the same thing with the bottom piece. There it is. Put a little bit of glue on it. And it should lay right alongside of this one. Yeah. Make sure this is flat. And we'll trim this one again just under the edge of the, oops, my cardstock's moving. I don't want it to do that. And like so. Okay. And then we can stick it down to the black, and it'll be ready to go on the card. Oops. Ran off the edge there. Need a little bit more down here. There we go. I just want just a little bitty tiny edge of the black. Like that. And then I'm going to wipe my hands off And I'm going to trim it flush with the edges of this because I don't want the black to hang over in the middle because that's where our cinnamon's going to be. And then we can adhere this one to the... Don't hang over there. I guess it's okay. And we're going to put this one flush with the black with just a little border showing. And we'll cut this one off as well. Okay. So that takes care of that. Make sure it's down good. Okay, now we need our card base. And we're ready to put these on. And I like to turn it upside down and stack it against the tabletop to make sure I get it good and even at the top. And we'll do the same thing with the bottom. Oops. Lined it up at the bottom. Okay, and then we can take, how about just a note this time. Do a little lint on it or something. Yeah, that'll work. We'll do just a note this time. And I just want little dots of glue on it. Make sure this is coming out. I got some on the tail of this J. Okay. Now we want to center it right down the center. There you go. Just a note. And this one says happy birthday. I thought they turned out really, really pretty. I hope you guys like this video. If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and feel free to share it with your friends. And what I have is a giveaway. This, I was down to the local store to pick up something for my daughter the other day, and her order wasn't ready, so while I was waiting, I was just browsing around. And look at what I saw. Paisley Posies. It's a 28-page journal. It has all kinds of coloring pages, really pretty verses and sentiments in it. So what I decided to do was I bought some extras, and I'm going to hold a giveaway for subscribers. And I am at 843 now, as of just before this video. So if you subscribe after this video, between now and the time I get 1,000, that's my goal. So between 843 and 1,000, everybody's name will go into a drawing, and somebody will receive that journal in the mail from me as a gift. So I thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great day, guys. Bye.